Hey everyone, and welcome back to Upload the Download, the tech show that has no real scheduling, it seems. Nonetheless, let's get into some techie nerdy stuff that's happened over the past few weeks. Scientists at NASA have confirmed the existence of a multi-planet solar system. 2 planets orbiting 2 suns. Not only does this match the description of the planet Magrathea from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but also Gallifrey, the planet of the time-travelling Doctor. YouTube has finally aired its new subscription-based channels, where you have to pay money to actually view content provided by some people. So far there are 53 channels using this new paid subscription servicey thing, and I can say right now it's not going to be much of a hit. People don't go on the internet to pay to watch stuff. A Kickstarter project that appeared the other week shows off what could be one of the coolest t-shirts ever designed. Mac Bishop, age 24, asked for supporters of his forever clean, forever ironed super shirt. It stays clean and odor-free for weeks without being washed. Sign me up. A Chinese firm discovered an exploit that allows it to install any app it wants onto any iOS device it wants without having to jailbreak anything. Apple offers a bulk enterprise licensing that is usually used in businesses to mass license apps across company devices. And as it turns out, this feature can be exploited and used to install anything you freaking want. Microsoft announced that it's going to be revealing its next generation Xbox console this month, May the 21st. Hopefully they actually show us the console at this press conference, because as Sony would know, you get a lot of pissed off fanboys if you don't. Speculations have been flying around about what this console is going to be called. Some claim it's going to be called Xbox Infinity, but a domain name registered by Microsoft suggests that maybe it will be called Xbox Fusion. Who knows, maybe they've got 2 versions of the next Xbox and you can get an Xbox Infinity or an Xbox Fusion, or both. In Linux/Linux news, gaming PC manufacturer Alienware has announced it's going to be selling a line of gaming PCs with Ubuntu installed as the default operating system. The range of Alienware computers shipping with Ubuntu is the X51. The lowest model has 6GB of RAM, an Intel i3 3.3GHz dual-core, and an NVIDIA 1GB GeForce GTX 649, and that starts at $599. The highest model starts at $1,049 and has 8GB of RAM, an Intel i7 3.4GHz quad-core, and an NVIDIA 1.5GHz GeForce GTX 660. It seems like Valve's decision to make its gaming client compatible with Ubuntu has really brought the attention of the major gaming corporations and companies and so forth, which is really good. We're beginning to see a lot of mainstream games being ported over to Linux now, and yeah, I like the fact that people get the choice. They get the choice of what system they want to use, rather than being bottlenecked into Windows. One thing that Microsoft and Bill Gates did really well was cement themselves really deeply into the ecosystem of computing. Whenever you go into a computer shop, you're going to see computers with Windows on them. Very rarely do you ever see, well, where I live, computers pre-installed with Ubuntu, or Fedora, or Mandrivia. You don't see that. We are really approaching the age where consumers are exposed to a far more wider technological world. Also in Linux news, well, technically Ubuntu news, Ubuntu 13.04 was released, and it includes some major fixes in the stability of the operating system. Canonical and the Ubuntu dev team have really done a really good job at making really solid and strong operating system this time round. When Unity was introduced, it was pretty buggy, and it seems that 13.04 may be finally showing us what Unity is all about. You can learn more about the features of Ubuntu 13.04 on their website, or in my Ubuntu 13.04 exploration video. Link will be in the description. And now onto some Apple news. Now, Apple on the 2nd week of April put a patent on a rather interesting concept: purchasing music while you're offline. Here's how it would work. You would have a recommended music section in your iDevices music app. Then, music that you might like is automatically downloaded to your device, but locked up so that you can't access it. You need to pay for offline iTunes credits that you can use on your device to unlock those songs. It's a bit odd, and I have to say something that I can really see jailbreakers taking absolute advantage of. Rack yourself up with a few $1 million in offline iTunes credits and go on a freaking spending spree. Then again, there will be a limited number of songs that actually get downloaded to your device. It doesn't download every single song. You're getting some that it supposedly thinks you might be interested in. Also in April, Apple has been reportedly getting rights to the term iRadio, meaning that Apple might have something like Spotify on the way. However, it might be some time yet before that happens though, because they've got a few arguments to fight off first with the record companies that don't like the idea at all. But in my experience, record companies can tend to be complete bigoted tossers, so it's gonna take forever for Apple to be able to get iRadio up and running. And finally, Apple announced that WWDC will be happening on the 10th to the 14th of June this year. And iOS 7 is one of those things that we can most probably definitely expect to be shown off. Apparently they're going to be going all flat, removing textures, making it all flat. Let's see how that works out. Now into some Samsung news. Now Samsung have been advertising their new Galaxy S4 using their winning Galaxy S3 commercial formula. That formula is, of course, don't try and interest potential customers, just bag their intelligence out to the max. All you have to do is call people stupid, old, and whinge about how your phone has more features than their phone ever will, and you'll definitely get customers. I'm a Samsung user myself, and I have to say I didn't feel a particular boost in IQ the moment I had this phone. Phones do not determine your intelligence. People determine their intelligence. Not everyone needs or wants a phone that has bells and whistles that can ring across multiple phones all at once. As much as fanboys want the tech world to be like that, it's not how it works. People are different. They don't all want the same bloody phone. Next up in Samsung news, apparently after the release of the HTC One, Samsung was a bit worried about the build quality of the Galaxy S4. There are rumours that Samsung has a metal version of the Galaxy S4 that's only used inside the company, and it's pretty popular apparently. We can only assume though that the Galaxy S4 is only in plastic because a metal version would have taken way too long to mass produce. But I really hope they do just get together and produce a metal Galaxy S4. Now onto some Google news. Google has released a new note-taking application called Google Keep for Chrome, iOS I believe, and Android. It syncs to the cloud, allows you to create color-coded lists or notes, as well as upload images. It's pretty snazzy, and I actually wrote the script for this episode of Upload the Download on it. I was kind of stumped by the fact though that it does actually have a word limit. Nonetheless, the usefulness of this program seems to far outweigh the free Scribbles notepad application written by me. Next up in Google News, Google's technological glasses can be pretty difficult to come by if you want to try them out. So that's why one Australian hacker decided to just build his own. His version of Google Glasses, named Flash, Fake Glass, is a pair of makeshift computerized glasses powered by a Nokia phone and a bunch of cable ties. He's now reportedly working on a new version of Flash, which looks a bit more classy. Now onto some Adobe news. Now a bunch of complete tossers, collectively known as Adobe, have decided that you can no longer purchase any of their software and own it. That's right, Adobe has discontinued the Creative Suite. Now if you want to use Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere, Illustrator, any of that, you have to subscribe to...
When we look at the Creative Cloud is Creative Cloud, the Creative Cloud for Teams, the Creative Cloud.
Yeah, the Creative Cloud. Creative Cloud is spending money on programs and never owning any of them. It'll only cost you less money than buying the full suite if you use it for about 3.5 years and then unsubscribe. And then at the end of those 3.5 years, what have you got? Nothing, even after paying about the same amount as you would have if you just bought the full suite. For the consumers, the prosumers, and the professional industry, this is an absolute joke. A joke that provides zero legacy support, zero extra value, and zero respect for its customers. That's the world of technology, folks. Opinions. Get used to it. In a moment, I'll go on to the final news stories of this tech news video, but before that, I did want to thank you all for subscribing and so forth. Nearly up to 800 subscribers. Pretty substantial. Rightio, ending news stories. Go! Bing's a bit dangerous. In April, a testing lab in Germany reported that Bing search results deliver up 5 times more malicious results than Google's does. I remember when Bing first came out, you typed one single letter into image search, pornography everywhere. I found it pretty funny actually, because the education department said, oh look, Microsoft's got a new search engine. Default it across the system. Mayhem has struck in the Doctor Who community because BBC America accidentally sent out the pre-order discs for Season 7 Part 2 early, meaning that a quantity of people in America have the finale episode before it actually airs this Saturday. The BBC urged fans via Facebook and Twitter not to reveal any spoilers. They said on their Facebook page, "We understand that a small number of US fans have received in error their DVD edition of Series 7 Part 2 early. We respectfully ask those fans not to divulge information or post content publicly so that fellow fans who have yet to see the episodes do not have their viewing pleasure ruined. If everyone keeps the secret safe until next Saturday, we will release a special clip featuring material of the 10th and 11th Doctor." And finally, Microsoft is warning us about a Trojan that was first detected in Brazil, called that there. Apparently this Trojan gets onto your computer, detects a Facebook account, and then starts posting stuff out. I probably won't notice the difference because most of the people on Facebook post crap to begin with, so bring it on, Trojan. So there we go, thanks so much for watching this episode of Uploaded Download. Apologies for the possible length of it, it's probably a bit long. I've been filming for longer than usual. But nonetheless, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. See you later.